Do you want more sales in this economy? Then start listing what is boring but necessary, not cool but optional. Everyone wants to flip what's flashy. The newest Jordans, those old school vintage tees, the newest TikTok viral electronic something or other. Whatever is trending, that's what people want to flip. And of course, that will make you money, but the sales are usually going to be quickly up and quickly down. So how do you protect yourself from that? You protect yourself by selling the boring, overlooked, ugly merchandise that no one else wants to pick up. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about old remotes that control your ceiling fan or your TV, vacuum parts for your Dyson and other vacuums, pot lids for that old pot that you still love, things of the sort, just to name a few. And look, I know these things are not sexy, they're not fun, they're not cool, but these things do make money. In this video, I'm going to give you the 3 reasons why boring, overlooked, and ugly sales, and how you can turn those products into money consistently year-round. But before I do that, let me explain how a video like this works for those of you that are new to the channel. You probably clicked on a thumbnail or a title, and I'm going to give you that information first up front. I'm not going to make you wait. If you do decide to wait though, what I do a little bit later in the video is that I go into my eBay Everything store and then I show you some sales so you can see what is possible for you. In between those sales, I also answer questions and talk about comments. So if you ever have something to say, leave it in the comments below. Plus, I have a very cool segment called Cheers to You, where us as a community celebrate everybody's wins. Now on to the topic at hand. What we're talking about is ugly, overlooked, and boring. What do I mean when I say that? I mean that this is product that most people overlook when they're walking through the thrift store because they see it and they say things like, what the hell is that? Who's going to want to buy that? Are those 50 lids to some random pots? Who wants that? Why are they even here for sale? If you have ever caught yourself saying something like that, it might benefit you to try and look some of these products up to see if somebody is looking for them. It depends on the brand and it depends on what the item is, of course, but some of these items do make money. And now let me give you the 3 reasons why these products make money with some examples. Reason number 1, ugly stuff has urgency. When somebody breaks a part from their fridge, maybe they break a lid to a pot that grandma gave them a long time ago, they are not in browsing mode. They are in problem solving mode. They just want to find their part. They don't want to look through 1,000 listings. They want to look for that one listing, click buy it now, and get it shipped right to their home. And these buyers aren't necessarily looking to upgrade the aesthetic of their product. Sometimes they don't even care about brand. They just want to get that broken piece fixed so that they can move on with their lives. And that in turn creates powerful urgency, which bypasses decision making and goes directly into the sale. At that point, you're not competing with style or cool or sometimes even color. You're just showing up with the right solution to their problem. And let me give you 3 quick examples of how you can fix problems. Look at this right here. This is a fridge drawer. Very boring, but it's for a Thermador refrigerator. And if somebody breaks it, guess what? They're going to come to you. Look at how much they paid. $100 for a drawer. Why? Because maybe they can't get it otherwise. Maybe they don't make them, or maybe the company charges too much. Therefore, they go online and they get it from you pre-owned. Or look at this tank lid. Almost $100 for a toilet tank lid. Extremely boring, very ugly, and some people will even say ick. But somebody is looking for this because maybe they cracked it. Maybe they had people over, had a party, and somebody broke it. So now they need to replace it. And coming to eBay, buying it from you is cheaper than buying it somewhere else. And for those of you that don't like to ship big stuff, they only want to do smalls, I got you. Check this out. This is a ceiling fan remote for a Hunter ceiling fan. And do you know why this person paid almost $100 for this? Because without it, they can't turn the ceiling fan on. So what happens is that snowballs into a lot of stress. Now they would have to go to Lowe's or Home Depot or wherever to go find one that they like that matches their interior decor. And then they have to buy it. Then they have to bring it home. They either have to pay somebody else to install it or they have to install it themselves. In any case, it's hours and hours and hours that you are taking away stress from them. You're just making their life easier. And this is why they will pay you $100 for a tiny ass remote like that. Reason number 2 why ugly is profitable. Ugly items get less returns. They're not bought emotionally. It's not like somebody's buying a shirt and then they put it on. They're like, well, it makes me look fat. Or, well, it's not the right color. It doesn't match. They're not thinking of any of that. This utilitarian product is a must-have. Either something broke, something needs to be replaced, or they just must have it. They don't even think about it. So there's going to be a lot less returns. And what happens with those returns? It's a lot less stress. You save on shipping because now you don't have to pay for shipping labels for them to ship it back. And of course, you don't have to give them the money back. Makes sense, right? And reason number 3 why ugly is profitable is because ugly merchandise or ugly inventory is usually cheap and overlooked by everybody else. That's what makes it cheap. If there's not a super high demand, guess what? The thrift stores, the flea market, wherever you're buying it, it has to price mark it down because they need to move it. So that means that you win when it comes to buying it at a low price. And let me give you an example. Look at this right here. This is a bag of Dyson parts that you can find at the thrift store. Usually what they do is that they bag them in like a clear bag and they sell them for only a couple of bucks. And the reason is because if they part it out, they wouldn't be able to charge enough. So therefore they put it in a bag. That means that you win. You can buy it for super cheap and then you can part it out. Now it's not going to move super fast, but it's going to be consistent sales year round. And sticking with the Dyson theme, let me give you a separate example. Maybe your thrift store doesn't have bags of parts. Okay, fine. But I'm sure that somewhere at some time you saw a vacuum cleaner in the corner for like 10 bucks because it's super ugly. It looks like nobody wants to touch it. Well, you can buy that, bring it home, part it out yourself. Sometimes even the motors are good and you can sell all that instead of, selling it all together for 60 bucks. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. If you part it out, you can make hundreds of dollars because people are looking for specific parts from that vacuum, especially the motor. If it's good, you can sell that to somebody else that repairs vacuums. Insane. It's just money sitting there that everybody bypasses because, it's ugly. I don't want to do that. I'm not good with my hands. If you are, pick them up. And let me give you a couple more examples. Look at this right here. This is a microwave plate or like the clear part at the bottom that spins your food around. Almost $40 for that. I've seen people throw away their microwaves that are like on the side of the road. Well, if you look inside, all you have to do is take out that clear thing and that sells for about 40 bucks. It's insane, but necessary. Look at this pot lid right here. Granted, it is Le Creuset, so it is a very expensive pot. However, sometimes you can find the pots out and about and they're all scratched or they're cracked or whatever, but the lid is good. Buy the pot, throw away the bottom part, and keep the top part. That means that you can still use the lid, and the lids go for good money, especially Le Creuset, and I know because I have a ton of it in my home. Or look at these faucets right here from a bathroom sink. Unbelievable. But then again, have you gone to Home Depot or Lowe's recently? Faucets, just things that, take the water out so you can wash your hands, are insanely expensive, especially when they're a good brand. Like Delta, very good brand for faucets. If you look at them, if you go and find them, maybe like at garage sales because somebody redid their bathroom and they just put them up at a garage sale, you can usually find them for cheap. All you have to do is clean them up, refurbish them if you have to, and then put them up for sale again, and you can make good money. And that's it right there. Those are the 3 reasons why ugly, overlooked, and boring is profitable. So the next time you're sourcing at the thrift store, at the flea market, at a garage sale, don't just zoom on by the junk or what people consider junk. Take a look at it. Stop. Look at the comparables. Maybe look at model numbers. Check online. Is it moving? Is it a desirable part? Is it something that is expensive that most people don't know about? Because you will find that kind of stuff out there. And the boring stuff always beats sexy. Now tell me, do you sell boring stuff? Stuff that's not sexy? Stuff that no one else wants to pick up? Or do you still say, you know what? Pass on that. Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, if you like this info so far, give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe for more. Now let's go to the sales. Let me go to the back end right here. Before we get into the actual sales, I'm going to go over this week's segment of Cheers to You. This goes out to at Thrifting Granny 13. She has been a longtime Posse member, and I thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for being part of the channel, being part of the Posse. And I wanted to read this bottom part right here. She said, wanted to say that I've been back in reselling for 2 years, and now my daughter has finally taken the first steps to reselling. Congratulations. She is 27 and a stay-at-home wife, mom to 4 kids. Congratulations on that. She decided to sell shoes and started listing on June the 7th, and today she made her first sale. Great freaking job. Just a few days after she started listing, she made her first sale. This was last week, mind you. Just wanted to give a proud mom shout out to my daughter, Michaela. Woohoo! Great freaking job, Michaela. I want to say in behalf of Resolutions, welcome to reselling. Welcome to the Posse officially. And I want to thank you very much for being part of the Posse membership with your mom. I wish you, along with everybody else, great things in 2025 and beyond. Cheers to you. If you guys want to celebrate any kind of win, whether reseller related or not, you guys can send it in on Mondays in the comments below, and we will get together the following week and we will celebrate together. Let's go to our first sale. Here we have Alpaca Silver Masonic Belt Buckle Turquoise Inlay. If you guys saw my video last week or my live on Smalls, I put this up there and I had just put it up. It sold quick. It was up on the 3rd and it sold within a couple of days. I bought it for 25 bucks. Sold for $49.49 after fees and everything. I brought home $38.73. So what is that? $13.73 in profit. Now, this was a test for me. I wanted to see if this type of buckle was gonna do well. First off, Masonic, second off, turquoise, and then alpaca, the material, which is a very shiny material that looks like silver, but it's not silver, it's metal. And now that I know that it will sell, I'm going to get a better price than 25. So I'm going to have to negotiate with my guy to get me some of these. But this is a product that I will probably continue to carry for the foreseeable future in different colors and variations. I need to get a hold of him. It's not overnight. It all takes time when you're making relationships like this to get product that you consistently can sell. But when it's ready to go, I will show you guys so you guys can see what it's all about. I do recommend that you find product like this or sources like this that you can consistently get either the same product or similar types of product. That way you can get more consistent sales. That way you get to take pictures basically one time and continue to sell it forever. And with that said, I also had this in my Smalls live and I just bought these and I can continue to buy these. So this is a replenishable product. I bought it for $3. This is a skull face white marble stone smoking pipe. Bought it for $3, sold for $24.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $15.31. So $12.31 in profit. That means that for every $3, I make 12. That's 4 times my money. I will take that any day, baby. This is a good profit margin. They're made really well and they last. And again, I can replenish them. It's a great product that I'm going to continue to carry. Next question or comment. This goes out to @LynSparkles. She is referencing why eBay sellers are struggling at thrift stores. She said, I just bought the Reselloupe. I will decorate them with glitter for extra sparkle. Excellent. I wanted to put this up here because I wanted to make a request. If you guys have the Reselloupe and if you guys mess with it in any way, shape, or form, whether it be color or if you added something to it, if you did anything to it, please send me a photo. I would love to see it, and I would love to make a segment later. I don't know when exactly, but later when I get enough photos, I would like to make a segment on this because I've seen you guys have sent them either through the eBay review or you guys have sent them through other places, and I would love to see them. You guys can send them to resolutions@proton.me. I'm going to put it on the screen, and it's also in the description. It is my email. So that way we can all take a look at these together because I'm always just curious how you guys mess with my product. Actually, it's your product because you bought it. So here you go. Next sale. This is Midsummer Murders DVD. Okay, so these are four different seasons, 21 through 24, and they're all brand new. I bought them for $14 for all of them. Sold for $60.25 after fees and everything. I brought home $41.55. So what is that? $27.55 in profit. Excellent purchases. I personally don't watch this It's too British for me. It's too dry. It's just not my type of thing to watch. But my girl loves these, and I know that a lot of people have the entire set, and they are very collectible. So if you ever see these in good condition, buy them. They do sell. Next, here we have pineapple brass door knocker, heavy gold color. I remember when I put it up the first time, somebody sent me a lowball offer, like $10 free shipping. I was like, bro, I was thinking to myself, are you insane? It's going to cost me like $8 to ship this because it's heavy. In any case, I said no. Actually, I said hell no. I didn't officially say that, but I was thinking it. And I kept it, and I said, no, it'll eventually sell to the right customer. I bought this for $2.50, sold for $34, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $19.09, so $16.50 in profit. Still a good margin. I love this door knocker. Honestly, if it wasn't going to sell, like, say, within 6 months, I was just going to take it for myself. I was going to put it in my processing room on the door, which is stupid because I would never use it, but it looks nice. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was really nice, and it was sizable. It was almost 8 inches by 4. So this is pretty big for a door knocker, because a lot of the times you don't want the door knockers to be too bulky and too heavy either. Next question or comment. This goes out to at David Kelbert 3485. He is referencing Draw the Line or Burn Out. 5 boundaries every reseller needs. David says, when you get lowball offers, how do you handle? Do you counter, decline, or not respond at all? Great question. I'm actually shooting another video on offers because I get questions like this all the time. But let me answer this quickly now. How do I respond to lowball offers? I respond by counter offering with a small discount of 5% or 10% because I want to see what they're going to do. If it's a $50 item and they send $10 and then my counter offer is like $45 and then they send back $11, like the lowballer send back $11, then I know that they don't want to negotiate. I know that they're going to waste my time. So after that, I decline or I even block them. If they counter, like if I counter with 45 and then they go up from 10 to say 20 or 25, which is a sizable amount, then I know that they're just testing the waters and they want to see how much discount they can get. And at that point, I'm okay with negotiating. And that's what I do. That's how I handle it. But for those of you that are wondering, do you ever block somebody for doing that? Hell yeah, I block chingos of people because they're just time wasters sometimes. So in the video that I'm going to do pretty soon here, I'm going to go over it. I'm going to go into more detail, so stay tuned for that. Next sale, here we have Quicksilver black button shirt, men's short sleeve. So most of the time, I don't pick up very basic shirts like this because it's just black and boring, right? However, my girl saw it and she says, hey, this is going to sell. It's Quicksilver and it's ribbed. So you can't really tell from the picture, but it had like black lines that were ribbed. And I said, yeah, this feels good and it looks good. I bought this for $2, sold within like 8 hours. Sold for $25.99, free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $17.96 minus the $2 that I paid. So $15.96 in profit in 8 hours. That is an excellent pickup. And I have to say, because I do get this question a lot too, people ask me, are you doing free shipping now? Because a lot of the clothing has gone free shipping and almost everything is going to be free shipping now. Yes. I know that there's a lot of nuance with that. I know that there's a lot of things that can go right and things that can go wrong. But from what I've seen, free shipping has helped me move a lot more clothing than charging whatever I was charging before. Granted that I was charging $8.99 for shipping, but I just put it into the price and I've been selling it like that with free shipping, and it's been moving. You do what you want. What do you think is best for your business? But that's what I'm doing now, in case you guys are wondering. Next, here we have Stetson Newsboy flat hat cap herringbone. So these Newsboy hats, as long as they're in good condition and they are, especially the vintage ones, if they are in a good pattern, they will sell. I think this is the third or fourth one that I've sold, and I picked them up all at the same place for the same amount of money. I paid $2, sold for $24.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $15.30, so $13.30 in profit. I thought they were going to be slower sellers than that, but hell no. People really like these, the Newsboy, because if you think about it, where can you really go to get a big variation of this? That I've seen almost nowhere. You go to the mall, you're not really going to see these, not that much anyways. You go to the cool stores like Aldo or Steve Madden, and maybe you'll see some, but those are more fast fashion bullshit. Like they're not made well. At least in my opinion, they're not made well. So I'm like, you know what? Stetson makes very good hats, as you guys know, cowboy hats. Most of you know anyways. So you can assume that these are going to be made well, and it was. When I felt it, I said, shit, I got to pick this up. This is a good one. It's going to sell. And there you go. Next question or comment. This goes out to Drawn to Jesus 777. They are referencing turn $1 into 20 with these small flips. This is the video that I was telling you guys about. It's a live that I did on just smalls. She says, I love smalls as well. I also do clothing from time to time, and I get into some bigger items, but I have a small house, small space, so I don't like to do large items. This is one of the reasons why I like smalls. They don't take up a lot of space, and I know that some of you might see us like pick up, like you might see somebody like me pick up larger products, like the drawers that I showed you before at the beginning of the video, like the refrigerator drawers that takes up chingos of space. A lot of shoes takes up a lot of space. So smalls make sense for you. And sometimes you're pigeonholed into getting into certain niches, and that's okay. You just have to make the best of it. She said, I've sold a lot of lapel pins and sewing patterns. I've loved selling patches, but rarely come across them. Patches do well. I've sold a ton of patches from Harley Davidson, and I come across them all the time here in Texas. She said, never tried buttons, but apparently there is money in the buttons of higher offer suit coats. I can tell you now that there is a lot of money in that, because my girl, when she is working on like an old vintage piece for herself or for someone else as a custom designer, she wants the original buttons. So the markup starts getting up there, because some of them, like say that you're working on something that's Prada, like on a coat or something of the sort. And it's like, man, you don't want to just put some crappy button on there, so they can go up there in money, which is great. If you guys haven't seen this video, I do recommend it. It's turn $1 into 20 with these small flips. It's all about flipping smalls. If you guys notice, I will start flipping a lot more jewelry and things of the sort, and I love it. And smalls are considered, I mean, sometimes I think belts are still considered smalls because you can put them down into a little small area like that. But smalls, I mean like jewelry, things that you can basically hold in the palm of your hand, and you can, you know, they're just tiny, 4 inches, 5 inches or whatever. It just depends on who you are and what you consider smalls. Next, this is retail arbitrage. This has been, I don't know, the 5th or 6th one that I've sold. I've told you guys about these before. You can get them at TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I've seen them at Ross, places of the sort. This brand though, Modern Baby pink rabbit dot security blanket. I bought it for $7.50 consistently. Sold for $26.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $17.28. So let's call it $10 in profit. So I put in $7.50 and I get $10 in profit. I'll take that any day. Remember, for those of you that don't know me, or maybe this is the first time that you're watching this, the rule of thumb for me in retail arbitrage is 30% margin. That means that if I put in $10 into a product, I got to get $13 back, or $3 in profit, meaning my $10 investment plus $3. If I can do that, I will flip every day. Next, here we have Orvis Men's 34 Brown Harness Leather Belt. And speaking of belts, I bought this for $1. The plain belts do make money. It's not always about like things that say hustle and power and, you know, shit like that. It doesn't have to be embellished. This was as plain as you can get. Brass buckle, very solid with nothing on it. Just a solid belt. And look, bought it for $1. Sold for $26.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $17.66. $16 in profit. So I turned $1 into $16 quickly. These take up no space. They're easy to measure, easy to photograph, and they look good. I love picking up belts. I will continue to pick up belts as long as I find them at the right price. Next question or comment. This goes out to @Lee Clarice. They are referencing turn $1 to 20. Again, the small flips live. She says, kind of unrelated, but I found a great item because of your intel. Looking through belts, I heard your voice in my head. Made in China equals crap. I love it. I do say that a lot because a lot of the Chinese shit, nobody wants to buy because it is shit. It's made terribly because they're all about moving volume and cheaper product at unbelievable prices that nobody can beat. And the only way you can do that is by decreasing the amount of effort that goes into a product. And I don't care what you guys think about when I say things like this. It's crap. You can ask anybody in the world. This is why people want to buy USA made, Italian made, Japan made, because we make it better. Even people in China want to make they want to buy US made. Why? Because we make it better. Because we have higher standards for almost everything. Okay, here we go. She says, then I saw made in Italy calfskin price $1. Got home and it goes for $40 minimum. Knowledge is power. Thanks for sharing with us. You're most welcome. Knowledge is power. So basically, she's going to turn that $1 belt into 40 bucks. First off, Italian leather does well because Italians are known for shoes, for belts, etc. So Italian leather is good. Being that it's calfskin, it is also additionally good. And I don't know what she picked up. She didn't say what brand it was, but it went from $1, or she's turning it from $1 to 40. Excellent. There's a lot of different countries that make good product, and every country is known for certain things. So just go ahead and pick your product. Make sure that you get the right product from the right country. For example, Japan is known for electronics. They just make good electronics. They make actually good at a lot of things, but electronics, also knives. Germans are definitely known for knives, and so on and so forth. But you guys get the gist. Next. Here we go. Next sale. Bare Minerals Mineralist. This is also a retail arbitrage. I bought this for $3. It's a lipstick, basic lipstick. Sold for $17.99 free shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $11.20. So I turned $3 into $8. Remember, 30% ROI. That's what I want. 30% margin. That means that for every 10, I got to get $3 back. In this case, I put in $3. So by my standard, if I put in $3, I would have gotten to, or I would needed to get 90 cents back. But when it's small product like this, I need more return, obviously. So I'm getting $8 back. I will take that any day. You can find these religiously, maybe not for $3, but you can find them at Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, places of the sort. And I mean, paying $3, I think maybe $5 is max, because if you pay more than that, lipsticks, they do have to keep at a certain price point usually. So just be careful with that. But I bought these for $3 because they always have clearance. Even at places like that, they have clearance. And I bought a bunch of them. And some of them were stolen by my girl because she raids my store all the time. But it's fine. She can take whatever she wants as long as she tells me, and I delete them from my store. Last sale of the day. This is Merrell Moab 2 vent hiking shoes. 9.5. The size 9.5 is a great size for men. Anything, I would say about 8.5 to 13. 12 usually, but 8.5 to 12 or 13 is a great size for men. These were in very good condition. They were suede, and they are Merrell. I love these shoes. Bought them for $5. Sold for $35.97, $9.99 shipping after fees and everything. I brought home $29.64, so $24.64 in profit. Excellent shoes. I love the Merrell Moab. These are specific to hiking, and anything that has a lot of utility will always sell. And these are super comfortable. I actually have this, but in a low boot, not a boot, like an ankle boot. Because when I do hike or when I go rock scrambling, which is essentially, you're not climbing technically, but you're climbing some rocks that are, 4, 5, 8 feet tall sometimes. You twist your ankles and you got to have a lot of movement. So you want to make sure that you don't hurt yourself. And that's what these things are for. And that is it, everybody. Thank you very much for staying with me and looking at all the solds. But as I said before at the beginning of this video, ugly, boring, and things that you find that almost everybody else passes up, they do make money. You just have to do your research, see what people are looking for. I gotta say, especially ceiling fan remotes. They're so small and they look like they're not worth it. But think about it. You can't turn on your ceiling fan without it. So do you want to spend $20 for a remote? Or you have to buy another $200 fan plus installation? This is why people spend money. So look at that ugly stuff. Look at the stuff that nobody else wants to look at so that you can get consistent sales year round. And again, I have to say, they don't always sell super fast because they are parts that are necessary only when it is necessary. When things break, when things get out of whack at somebody's household, right? But when they are looking for them, they will come and pick them up from eBay. And what you do is that if you have them throughout the year, you consistently make sales. I have made sales on Dyson parts, a bunch of TV remotes, ceiling fan remotes. I've done car parts. I've done all kinds of weird, random crap that nobody would ever think of, like the toilet tank lid. If you get them from really high-end toilets, you can make good money. So think about it, put it into your store, put it into your niche, if this is one of your niches, and see how it will carry your sales in a better, more consistent way throughout the year. To continue supporting the channel, you can always send your thanks with the thanks button down below. You can buy a Reselloupe to add value to the photos you're already taking. Better photos means better sales, plain and simple. And you can become a member of the Resolutions Posse for less than gas station coffee and get access to videos that no one else has access to. As always, give this video a like, share this with anyone that needs to see it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already so you don't miss awesome videos like this. See you in the next one. Peace. And cheers, everybody. Woohoo! Man, this weekend was a fun-ass weekend. I was able to go see Metallica in Houston. It was a great concert. I hung out with my brothers, and it was an excellent time. I needed some time off. I needed some way to space out for a little bit, and listening to one of the best bands ever, not just in metal, but ever, was a great way to do that. Me. Damn. Sometimes, man.